Playing in the final group of the final round of a PGA Tour event is a place reserved for the best golfers in the world. And in 1995, at the Bell South Classic, Stephen Keppler had a real chance to win. From the very start, he played well. Good friend Bill Pater was his caddy, and in the first round on the par 5 18th, Bill gave Stephen some advice and only one option.
He drove a little left into the rough. I mean, it was a good drive, and we were at a yardage of, 232 somewhere in there. And the lie wasn't too bad. He wanted to go for it.
I'm thinking, should I go for it or not? And Bill's going, no. I said, Bill, I can get there. I can get there. He said, I don't think you should. I think you should lay it out to the right, chip it on, let's make that par and move on.
So he was looking for a sprinkler head, so I just set a 7-iron down by his ball while he was looking around, and I took off with the bag. So
I had no option.
By the time he looked up, I was probably 100 yards away, and he only had the one club to hit anyway, so.
Knocked it on the green and then made the putt for birdie.
So he was right.
He was right.
On the final day, paired with Jim Gallagher Jr., Keppler came up short, but his tie for third remains the highest finish by a club pro in a PGA Tour event.
Yeah, it should never have happened. I'm club pro, I was hardly playing. I was at Summit Chase at the time, playing a little bit, working. I had lessons booked on the weekend, I had to cancel my lessons. Shouldn't have happened.
At first glance, Keppler's performance at the Bell South might appear to be the most noteworthy, but his entire career is one of the most impressive by a Georgia PGA professional. 15 tournament titles, including 4 Georgia PGA championships, back-to-back Georgia Opens, 2 match play championships, and many more victories. Plus, he was the Georgia PGA Player of the Year for 4 consecutive years. Oh, and he's played in 4 PGA championships and 12 PGA Tour events.
He's an English gentleman who has now become a Southern gentleman, I like to say, and just a true asset for the Georgia PGA and the game of golf in Georgia.
Growing up in South London, playing football and supporting Crystal Palace was Stephen's main interest. But like many kids, Stephen was encouraged to play golf by his father.
My dad came home and said, let's go play golf tomorrow. It was on a Friday night. Got home from work, said, let's go play golf tomorrow. What's golf? I was about 12 years old at the time. And we went to a little pitch and putt course, and I was hooked.
It didn't take long, and Stephen began to collect victories as a junior player. And thanks to an older English friend who played for Florida State, Stephen came to America to play for FSU.
Yeah, okay, Florida, palm trees, sun, this is gonna be beautiful. So I didn't pack a sweater, I didn't pack a jacket, and in January, February, March in Tallahassee, it can get cold.
As a Seminole, he was an All-American. His success earned him a place on the 1983 GB&I Walker Cup team.
I don't think I realized, I was young, how important it was until 20 years later when you look back. Man, I made the Walker Cup team, that was a big deal. Back then, you kind of just going through the motions.
After college, he played professionally in Europe for a time, but he made the decision to devote his attention to his wife Karen and their growing family. Being a club professional made sense, and he says his wife is a big reason for his accomplishments.
It's tough on the family. All weekend, when the kids were growing up, Karen, weekends, she'd have the kids all by herself. She pretty much raised them by herself. We chip in, and when we're closed on Monday, we'll go home Monday and help out. But the wife behind the PGA professional, yeah.
As a PGA pro, Stephen has impressed the memberships at Dunwoody and Summit Chase country clubs. And since 2000, he's been the director of golf at the Marietta Country Club.
Just a consummate professional. He's a great guy. But what stands out about him is every day he's here to make this place a little bit better, and he does that as the director of golf.
So for most of the members, it's who he is as a person, and there isn't a more friendly guy who's going to take care of you as a member than Stephen.
Amen.
Stephen's success on the course and his service to others inspires and motivates his children.
It's interesting now to be more behind.
Daughter Jordan is at FSU. She's the manager of the golf team, and because she's a cancer survivor, she wants to make golf and service her career. kind of like her dad.
So he's a planner, and I love watching him plan tournaments and work tournaments, and I've enjoyed that at FSU as well, as being able to work tournaments and kind of do the behind-the-scenes stuff.
That's pretty neat.
Son Jonathan is following in his dad's footsteps. He's one of the best prep players in the state and plans to play at FSU.
It definitely pushes me more. Try to fill the shoes of my dad, and if not more. I take it as motivation to get better each and every day. Hopefully one day I can beat him once.
For Stephen Keppler, the finish at the Bell South was a tremendous feat. But his success as a husband, father, friend, and club professional are even more impressive.